Approaching from the east! Inbound, dead ahead! Moving in from the north! Approaching from the rear! Moving in on the right! Coming in from the south! Pushing in from the west! To the east! Dead ahead! To the left! Northeast! To the northwest! North! Behind us! On our right flank! To the southeast! Southwest! To the south! To the west! Left! Right side! Inbound from the east! Coming in from the north! Closing on our right flank! Moving in from the south! Entering from the west! Over to the east! Out front! On the left! To the northeast! Northwest! To the north! On the right! Southeast! To the southwest! South of us! Over to the west! Left side! Right! Just behind that gun! On the far side of those barrels! Far side of the bridge! Other side of the bridge! On the far side of that smashed wall! Other side of the broken wall! Just past the bushes! Far side of the car! On the other side of the car! Behind those boxes! Behind those crates! Other side of the crates! Far side of the dirt road! Other side of that ditch! Behind the low ridge! Just beyond that embankment! On the other side of the fence! Far side of the field! On the other side of the field! Behind that flak gun! Behind the 88! On the other side of the gate! Other side of the half-track! Just past the wagon! On the far side of the hay cart! Other side of the wagon! Other side of the haystack! On the far side of the intersection! Other side of the crossroads! Other side of the paved road! Other side of the sandbags! Behind the monument! On the other side of the tires! Other side of the tractor! Other side of those trees! Other side of the trench! Other side of the truck! On the other side of the low wall! Past the low wall! Other side of the well! Behind the wood pile over there! Other side of the pile of wood! By the empty tank gun! Second floor balcony! Second floor doorway! Up on the second floor! Window, second floor! Balcony, third floor! Up on the third floor! Window, third floor! Balcony, top floor! Up on the top floor! Window, top floor! Behind that anti-tank gun! Behind those barrels! Across the bridge! Behind the broken wall! Behind those bushes! Right behind that car! Behind the supply crates! Across the dirt road! Across the drainage ditch! Behind that embankment! Behind that fence! Across the field! Behind that flak 88! Behind that fountain! Just past the gate! Behind the half-track! Behind the hay cart! Behind the haystack! Across the intersection! Across the road! Behind the sandbags! Behind that statue! Just behind that tank! Behind those tires! Just behind that tractor! In those trees! Across that trench! Behind the truck! Behind the low wall! Behind the well! Behind that stack of wood! By the anti-aircraft gun! Near the anti-tank gun! On the roof! Balcony, second floor! Doorway, second floor! Second floor! Second floor window! Third floor balcony! Third floor! Third floor window! Top floor balcony! Top floor! Top floor window! Grenade, do it! Get the firing positions at the broken wall! Defilade by that bunker, go! Get behind that damn car! Take cover by those crates! Let's go, get clear of Take cover at the embankment! Take cover by that flak gun! Take cover against that wrecked wall! Use that broken wall for cover! Get behind the wall! Find some cover along that beat-up wall! Take cover next to that bunker! Move up to that bunker! Get to that bunker now! Cover over by that bunker! Defilade next to that pillbox! Take cover behind that pillbox! Use that damn pillbox for cover! Use that bunker for cover! Use that car for cover! Take cover by that car! Get to that car over there! Get your butt over to that car and take cover! Get to the cover of those supply crates! Move over to that stack of crates! Cover at those crates! Move! Take cover by those crates! Move over to that stack of crates! Get to the cover of those supply crates! Cover at those crates! Move! 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 Everyone take cover! Hurry, get out of there! It's gonna blow! It's about to blow! Take cover! Get to the cover of the embankment! Defilade by the embankment! Go! Move to the embankment and get down! Take cover by that embankment! Take cover by that 88! Get the cover! Move! Cover! Find some cover! Find some cover, damn it! Got one! Got one! One less Jerry to worry about! Enemy down! So much for the master race! And stay down! How you like them apples? Throw a grenade! Let's go! Throw a grenade! Send him a grenade! Use a grenade! Get a grenade in there! Put a grenade in there! Get a pineapple in there! Throw a grenade! Send him a grenade! Stay close, let's go! On me! Stick with me! Come on, let's go! Keep moving forward! Let's get in the war! Move up! Move in! Move forward! All right, let's move out! Come on, let's go! Let's go! Let's move! Move out! Time to go! Get moving! Got you covered! No sweat, I got you covered! You're covered, don't worry about it! I'm right behind you! Okay, I'm with you! Sure thing! Sure, no problem! You got it! Hell no, sir! No way, sir! I'm on it, sir! You got it, sir! Follow me! Keep advancing! Go, go, go! No problem, buddy, I got your back! All right, lead the way! Okay! No, sir! Yes, sir! Keep up the fire, guys! Stack 'em like cordwood, boys! Come on, give 'em hell! Pour it on! Let 'em have it! Let's push the bastards back! Keep the pressure on 'em! Time to kick some ass! You're going home in a coffin, Franz! Cover me, I'm reloading! Hey, cover me, I gotta reload! Keep me covered, I gotta put in some more rounds! Reloading! Keep 'em off my back, will you? They got us pinned down! Take cover! We're taking a lot of fire from the Germans! We're taking a lot of fire from the Germans! In the open! Machine gun! In the open! We got a lot of German troops out there! Get down, sniper! Heads up, German tank! Mortars! Grenade! Get out of there! Machine gun, cover! Contact! German MG! MG! Jerry's making a break for it! Germans in the open! Infantry! German troops! Jerry's! Germans! German infantry! Damn, you'd think there was an entire division out there! Sheets are all over the place! German troops stationed in force! German sniper! Sniper! German armor! German tank! Fire in the hole! One grenade coming right up! One grenade going in! Watch it, I'm throwing a grenade! Hey, Jerry, catch this! Eat this, Jerry! Start running, you bastard! Potato masher, run! German grenade, this place! Frag grenade! Grenade! Get out of there! Machine gun, stay low! Rounds coming in low! Hit the dirt! Enemy mortar! Incoming mortar! Mortar, take cover!